Power Rangers is being sold in parts, and although many think it means the end of the franchise, the reality is that it may also mean a new beginning. In this video we're going to talk about a lot of new news affecting the future of the franchise, although we don't actually know yet if there is a future in television. What we do know is that there is a future in comics, as it was recently announced that Boom Studios will continue to have the rights to Power Rangers, and in November they are going to present us with a new story. Power Rangers Prime is the name they have given to this first comic, and they show us two very different covers. On the right cover we can see the Red Ranger from Mighty Morphin, and although we do not know if it is a new character wearing the same costume, the reality is that it is still the same as we have seen all our lives. However, in the cover on the left we are shown something original, a new suit or perhaps a new armor. We can notice that it is still a suit representing the dinosaur T-Rex, but the whole design is very different and innovative. Normally battle armors only change many parts of the suit, but almost never affect the helmet design. In this design we can see that the helmet is also very different and has a great resemblance to the designs that Tokujay has created. Remember that this designer apparently was the creator of the new costumes of the reboot, and because it was supposed that in the reboot everything was going to be connected, then we don't know if they are going to start everything with the comics. Maybe Power Rangers Prime could be the name of the new universe of the franchise, which might have series, movies, and comics connected in the same story. Obviously this is just a theory, since for now Hasbro has not given any official information, and later in the video we will talk about what the company is doing to finish or renew Power Rangers. Continuing with the analysis of the new suit, we can also see that it has some parts in gold color, and you can notice that the armor seems to be made of a very solid material. In addition to this, it also has a sword that starts from the forearm, something that reminds us a lot of the costumes of the 2017 movie. On this same forearm he has a dinosaur head, and this also reminds us a bit of Dino Charge. The reality is that not everything that appears on the comic book covers appears in the comic, and maybe this costume is not even part of the story. Maybe it's just a design to create an awesome cover, but we have to recognize that these are the suits Power Rangers should have in a reboot. Impressive suits with better materials, that look more aggressive and more dangerous, but that at the same time can remind us of the classic suits. If we make a comparison between the two suits, we can see the incredible difference in the potential of the new suit and how awesome that suit would look in a series for an adult audience. The reality is that even though Boom Studios is going to keep the rights to Power Rangers to be able to continue creating comics of the franchise, this does not guarantee that we will have new stories from the main universe we know. For now, we know that the universe we know ends now in July, and we don't really know what Power Rangers Prime means since they haven't given more information. Boom Studios may have the rights to Power Rangers, but this may only be to continue with other stories not as important as, for example, Ranger Academy and other stories combined with other franchises. Let's hope that Prime is the start of a new facet for Power Rangers, and that maybe it is also the start for a reboot. Speaking of a new beginning, we must talk about what Hasbro has done, and this we must analyze very carefully. News has come out that Hasbro has put 900 lots of all the original Power Rangers related material up for auction or sale. This means that they are going to sell all the original costumes used in the filming and many other things that they have used in the production. This news has broken the hearts of many fans, as they have felt that this is the real end of Power Rangers, and this may be true, but it can also be seen from another perspective. Let's start with the negative points, and then we will talk about the positive perspective that perhaps this whole move can have. As a first negative point is that selling all things related to the Power Rangers story can be a hard blow for the fans, as they feel that they are destroying the memory of the franchise, and that Hasbro is not respecting the value of Power Rangers. Another negative point is that these sales are only for people who have a lot of money, as these items are sold at super high prices and low-income fans will never be able to have these relics. Many fans have had the idea of Hasbro building a Power Rangers museum with all these pieces so that fans can visit this place, but the reality is that this is not sustainable, and many fans will not be able to get there. Little by little we have been able to see how Hasbro has divided the franchise by giving the rights to create toys to another company, canceling the entire series, and now selling everything related to Power Rangers. This just makes Power Rangers look like an old car that they are selling for parts in order to squeeze the last of this franchise and finally give it eternal rest. The reality is that this may be a possibility, but looking at everything from another point of view, there is also another more positive possibility. When you want to renovate your house, you need to take out everything that doesn't work, everything you no longer need, in order to have free space to bring in everything new. Power Rangers items take up a lot of space because they have 30 years of history, and all that space represents a very large investment of money. Remember that in order to store anything you need to pay for very large spaces, and this can represent an unnecessary expense for the company. By selling all these items you can cut that expense and at the same time obtain a large sum of money that can be used for future investments. In addition to this, even though these items will only be bought by people who have these amounts of money, they are still fans of the series, and it is better for the fans to have these items so that they do not go to waste in a warehouse. We don't know if Hasbro's plan may be to get rid of all the old stuff in order to start the new universe, and the only way to do it was this way. The sale of all these items is going to be in November 2024, and it is a great coincidence that the Power Rangers Prime comic is released in the same month. Actually, this may be a great coincidence, but we don't know if it may actually be something planned by the company to start all the new Power Rangers stuff in that same month. If Hasbro is selling all the old Power Rangers items, then maybe they are trying to have more money so they can invest a large amount of money in the new universe and thus not risk so much. Remember that Power Rangers is still a very risky gamble, as no one knows if a new adult universe will work, and sometimes companies don't want to take those risks. If Hasbro makes a lot of money from the sales of the old merchandise, then it's like the old Power Rangers universe will pay for the beginnings of the new universe of the franchise. This way Power Rangers would sustain itself without anyone's help, and the new universe would have a core created with the old universe. Do you think this is the real end of Power Rangers, or do you think it's the first step to the reboot? Write in the comments your answer, like this video, and subscribe for a new phase of Power Rangers.